I just want to show you something pretty important, I think, on Sonata models built after 2022 and up to 2024. I'll show in a moment the details. What happens is this is a rear passenger sitting on the left side of the car. The same test will be true for the passenger that will sit near the other door. So if you have two rear passengers sitting like this, they both will have the same problem. Now the person is belted, the car will just go have a crash. It's a frontal crash. See what happens? So we have the curtain deploying, and the curtain has this small piece here, which I'll show in a moment what happens. There is a design problem. This kind of bump, or if you want, this kind of pillow, will happen to inflate behind the head of the dummy. And now see what the dummy does when the head will rebound back from the crash. Let's just see in slow motion. Look at the head. So it will hit here, and now, and this is the problem, try to do this with your neck. This is not a joke. These dummies really reproduce exactly the movement of a human body. So this is not like something free movement here. It's really like a real adult person neck. Try to do this with your neck. I don't think you're going to make it. It's not necessarily going to kill you, but I'll show in a moment the results, and the results are telling too. The results, the statistic from EIHS. So this is really damaging on your neck. And again, the same will happen for the other person. Let's just play back one more time so you can see. It's really on the rebound list, perhaps. So this is all normal till here. The problem is that small piece of airbag. This is terrible. And let me just trust me for now. You will see why this is true. Let's just look at the side view for the same impact. Again, this is a frontal impact. I think it's offset or something like this. So look what happens is this airbag has that small bump here, and you'll see when the person is moving forward, the seat belt will prevent this piece here to come lower. So this old curtain must deploy really just on the side of the car, and this rear piece here actually had to deploy lower, had to come here, but because the belt is in the way, it just cannot flap and lower. If it would lower, it would just be by the door, no problem, but because it gets stuck in the seat belt, this is what happens when the head, you see, it's completely stuck here instead of lowering by the door. And look what the head does. And this is still high impact. Okay, that's a bit creepy kind of. So it's not because the body is rebounding like this that there are not forces on the body. The body still has inertia forces. The head has quite a big mass for it, several pounds, and this neck here is not doing good. Okay, and again, the same would be true for the passenger sitting here. Let's just try to give you an idea. So these are the text results for the same crash if you want, and that problem applies for vehicle built after 2022, this generation. There have been a facelift somewhere in 2024. I don't have the test for that model Sonata, the facelift. We don't know if Hyundai did fix that issue. Actually there were like two designs for that airbag. For some reason Hyundai did change the design, so you will see there are tests done for this model. Let's just scroll down a bit. So there are tests done. If you see, this car was the first year of that generation, and the rear passenger was well protected, so there were no problem. And then somewhere in 2022 Hyundai did modify that airbag. A weird decision, because the airbag was good at start, at the beginning of the generation, and then they redesign it and it gets a problem. We don't know why they did redesign it. Anyhow, so these are the results for the video that you see, and this is head, neck, rear passenger poor. And also chest forces are high. Not sure, maybe because the head got caught in that bump in the airbag, maybe that did apply more forces on the chest. I don't know why. You can tell also this is the video that I did show you. So only for vehicles built after December 2022, at least this is what this site is saying, and until we don't know, hopefully no more than 2024. I just want to show you a comparison. This is a Hyundai Elantra, it's a 2024 model, a comparison of the design of the airbag. From what I can see in this video, you will see yourself, this new design here it's correcting that problem. You will see that the curtain airbag has actually two sections, the highest top section and then the bottom section. It's completely independent, separated, will inflate somewhere here. And I think this small bump here, let's just move back so you can see what I want to do. This bump actually, it's supposed to protect the shoulder, that's why it should come lower. And you will see in this Elantra that section, just do I have 720? Okay. Let's just play back this thing, and you see this is the bottom section equivalent, and it's supposed to protect the shoulder here, and it's completely independent individual than the upper section. And this dummy has no problems in this crash. So just look at the head, it's rebounding fine. It has a small twist, but it's not a problem like in the other design. So this is normal operation. This is how again, this is a Elantra. This is how the Sonata should have been too, if it hadn't had that bad airbag design. So again, you can tell this operates normally. There is some twist here, but it's really not that bad. So if you have this car, this Sonata 2022 December to maybe 2024, my guess is if you have adults sitting here and on the other side, if you have children sitting here that are maybe in the booster seat or something like this, that are tall enough to get hit by that small cushion in the rebound, they are in danger, in my opinion. If you have a smaller child, like a small child, a few years old, or a baby which has that child seat here, maybe it's not going to happen like this, but I cannot tell that. My suggestion will be to really put it in the middle seat, and then it should be fine. It's not easy to access him, but I guess, and by the way, I just want to repeat this is a frontal crash. Maybe you don't know, but even in a frontal crash, all airbags, including the rear curtains, will deploy. It's not just inside crashes, collisions, in the frontal too. That's how the cars are designed these days. And if you wonder, yes, the equivalent Kia K5 for the same generation has the exact same problem. So let's just play back. So again, this is a Kia, they call this is the old, I think it's Optima or something like this. Now they did rename it K5. It's the very, very same problem. Whoops. Not fun.